right now. You are destroying your own future, and it's happening so quietly, you think it's normal. Have you ever sat in a room full of people, looked around, and felt like a complete fraud? You've put in the hours, you've done the work, and on paper, you belong there. But there is a persistent, nagging voice in the back of your head, whispering that it's only a matter of time before everyone finds out you have no idea what you're doing. This isn't just a bad mood or a temporary dip in confidence. This is the invisible tax on your potential. It's the reason you're stuck in the waiting room of life, watching people with half your talent and a fraction of your work ethic fly right past you. You're waiting for permission, waiting for the perfect moment, or waiting to finally feel ready, while the world is being won by people who simply decided they were enough. If you feel like you're running a race with a parachute deployed behind you, you're right, but that parachute is strapped to your own shoulders. Today, we are going to cut those straps. We're diving deep into how self-doubt is secretly sabotaging your future, and, more importantly, the psychological kill switch to end it forever. Most people treat self-doubt like a minor personality quirk. But in reality, it is a sophisticated mechanism of failure built into your identity belief system. Think of your mind like a thermostat. You have a set point for how much success, love, and money you think you deserve. Whenever you start to heat up, whenever you get a promotion, start a new venture, or hit a new level of visibility, your internal thermostat freaks out. It detects that you are too hot for your current identity. To bring you back down to your comfortable level of mediocrity, it triggers the self-doubt alarm. This is where imposter syndrome stops being a feeling and starts being a weapon. You start overthinking simple emails. You procrastinate on the very tasks that would move the needle. And you find ways to subconsciously burn it all down, just so you can return to the safety of being the person who almost made it. You aren't lazy. You are protecting a version of yourself that is afraid of the light. This cycle creates a hidden karma that costs you years of your life. Every time you say, "not yet," you aren't just delaying success. You are reinforcing the belief that you aren't the kind of person who succeeds. This is the glitch in your software. Your brain isn't trying to make you unhappy. It's trying to keep you safe. To your subconscious, growth is dangerous. Change is a threat. So it feeds you a steady diet of negative self-talk designed to keep you small and manageable. You tell yourself you're being realistic or cautious, but realism is often just a socially acceptable mask for fear. While you're busy analyzing every possible way things could go wrong, the window of opportunity is slamming shut. You are essentially paying a high-interest loan on a life you haven't even started living yet. And the currency is your time not to break this. We have to stop looking at self-doubt as an enemy to be fought and start seeing it as a signal that you are approaching the edge of your current identity. The faking it feeling is actually the growing pains of a new version of you trying to emerge. If you don't feel a little bit like an imposter, you probably aren't growing. The problem is that most of us let that feeling paralyze us instead of using it as a compass. We stay in the waiting room, scrolling through the highlight reels of others convincing ourselves that they have some secret confidence gene that we were born without. But confidence isn't a prerequisite for action. It's a byproduct of it. The sabotage stops the moment you realize that the voice in your head isn't an oracle. It's just a scared child trying to keep the lights off. We're about to move into the actual rewiring process because positive thinking won't save you here. You don't need a pep talk. You need a system to dismantle the lies your brain has been telling you for a decade. The reason most self-help advice fails you is that it tells you to use positive thinking to drown out negative self-talk. But let's be honest, when you're standing in front of a mirror reciting affirmations you don't believe, your brain knows you're lying. It feels fake because it is fake. You cannot trick your subconscious mind with empty words. You have to negotiate with it using data. We need to move away from wishful thinking and toward identity reinforcement. Your current identity is built on a foundation of negative evidence. Every mistake you've made, every rejection you've faced, and every time you didn't show up for yourself. Your brain has cataloged these into a mountain of proof that you aren't that person. To kill the sabotage, we have to build a countermountain. This starts with the evidence logged. This isn't a gratitude journal. It's a legal case for your own competence. Every single day, you must record 3 micro wins where you acted in alignment with the person you want to become. Did you send that difficult email despite the pit in your stomach? Write it down. Did you choose a healthy meal when you wanted junk? Write it down. Did you speak up for 30 seconds in a meeting? Write it down. By doing this, you are slowly starving the self-doubt monster of its only fuel, the idea that you are incapable. You are providing your brain with cold, hard, undeniable facts that you are a person of action. Over time, these small data points accumulate until the old identity of the person who waits becomes mathematically impossible to maintain. You also have to understand that your identity belief system is heavily influenced by the language you use. Most people speak about their goals as if they are a distant island they hope to reach one day. They say, "I'm trying to be a business owner," or "I'm working on being more confident." The word trying is a psychological trapdoor. It gives you an out. It signals to your brain that failure is an expected outcome. To rewire the narrative, you must adopt the language of the finish line. You aren't trying to build a career. You are an executive in training. You aren't working on your fitness. You are an athlete in a building phase. This shift in phrasing forces your brain to bridge the gap between where you are and who you claim to be. It creates cognitive dissonance, a state of mental discomfort where your brain is forced to change your behavior to match your new identity. This is the identity reinforcement phase. It's about becoming the architect of your own character, rather than a victim of your past programming. You have to stop asking, "What if I fail?" and start asking, "What would the version of me who has already succeeded do in this exact moment?" When you frame your choices through the lens of your future self, the self-doubt loses its grip. It's no longer about whether you feel ready. It's about whether you are being consistent with the identity you've chosen to occupy. This isn't about being fearless. It's about being so anchored in your new identity that fear becomes irrelevant. The hardest truth to swallow is that the world doesn't give you what you want. It gives you who you are. You can want the promotion, the relationship, or the dream life all day long. But if your internal identity is still the person who isn't good enough, you will subconsciously repel those things every time they get close. Self-doubt is the ultimate gatekeeper. It stands at the door of your future and asks for your credentials. For years, you've been handing it a list of your flaws. It's time to change the paperwork. The closing shift is the realization that you don't become successful and then finally feel confident. You decide to be the person who is capable of success, and then the world catches up to you. This is where we move from the internal to the external. The bridge between your new identity and your new reality is action without permission. You have to stop looking for a sign from the universe or a nod of approval from your peers. Those things only come after you've already crossed the finish line. The years you feel like you've lost to self-doubt weren't wasted. They were a long, painful tuition in the school of what doesn't work. You now have the unique advantage of knowing exactly how the sabotage functions, which means you are the only person equipped to shut it down. When you leave this video, you are going to encounter a moment likely within the next 24 hours where that old voice tells you to hesitate. It will tell you to wait until Monday. Wait until you've researched more, or wait until you feel better. In moment, recognize the glitch. Smile at it, because you know it's just your thermostat trying to keep you in the cold. And then do the thing anyway. Believe in the system you've built, then act. Don't wait for the feeling of certainty. It's a ghost that will never arrive. Instead, take the first step with shaking hands. The faking it feeling is just the sound of your old self dying to make room for the new one. You have the keys. You have the evidence. The waiting room is officially closed. The next time that voice tells you to wait, pause and smile, because now you know the truth. That's not your limit. That's your old identity begging to survive. And today, you stop listening